Today I'd like you to take out your All About Abraham Lincoln packet. There are 3 pages. I'm going to read you the passage about Abraham Lincoln. On the back there's a cut and paste, or you can fill the answers in pen. And on the last page there's a sequencing page where you'll cut and put the pictures in order. So let's look at the beginning, and you can follow along as I read about Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln was born in a log cabin in Kentucky on February 12, 1809. He had less than a year of schooling, but loved reading many books. One of his favorite books was The Life of George Washington. When he was 17, Abraham knew he wanted to be a lawyer. When he was 21 years old, Abraham moved to Illinois and worked on farms and splitting rails. It was very hard work. However, he still wanted to become a lawyer. He would borrow books from friends and neighbors and read them by the light of the fireplace to study. In 1836, his dreams finally came true. He became a lawyer. Lincoln worked in Congress and became even better at debating and public speaking. On November 6, 1860, Lincoln was elected the 16th President of the United States. 5 weeks after his inauguration, the Civil War began between the North and South. It was a war about slavery. Lincoln believed that slavery should not be allowed and everyone should be treated equally. In 1863, he created the Emancipation Proclamation, which freed all the slaves in the southern states. The country was able to stay united. Sadly, on April 14, 1865, while President Lincoln and Mrs. Lincoln were attending a play at Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C., he was assassinated by John Wilkes Booth. He was very angry and had different views about slavery than President Lincoln. President Lincoln is remembered for being brave and honest. He was one of our most influential presidents. So you might want to go back and reread that on your own. But on the second page, you can choose to pause the video, cut out the words, and glue them in the correct space, or you can fill them in with your pencil. Number 1. Abraham Lincoln was born on February 12th, and you'll want to put the year in there, and then what state. And I'm going to fill mine in with pen so that you can read it when we're done. He had less than a year of schooling, but he loved reading many. And again, you can always pause the video. When he was 17, Abraham knew he wanted to be a When he was 21 years old, Abraham moved to blank and worked on farms and splitting. And you might have to go back to look in your passage to see, where did he move? And what was he splitting? On November 6, 1860, Lincoln was elected the blank of the United States. Five weeks after his inauguration, the blank war began between the North and South. Number 7, the blank freed all the slaves in the United States. That's one of the longest ones to write. And If you're writing and it doesn't fit on the line, you can make it squeeze underneath. Remember, if I'm going too fast, just pause the video. Number 8, President Lincoln is remembered for being brave and... So if I went too fast while we were completing that, go ahead and put the video on pause. Finish cutting out the word bank words, or if you're writing them in, take your time to finish writing them in. Then you can pause on the answers. Abraham Lincoln was born on February 12, 1809 in Kentucky. He had less than a year of schooling, but loved reading many books. When he was 17, Abraham knew he wanted to be a lawyer. When he was 21 years old, Abraham moved to Illinois and worked on farms and splitting rails. On November 6, 1860, Lincoln was elected the 16th President of the United States. 5 weeks after his inauguration, the Civil War began between the North and South. The Emancipation Proclamation freed all the slaves in the United States. President Lincoln is remembered for being brave and honest. And on the back, this is another cut and paste. If you don't have scissors or glue stick handy, you can rewrite them in the boxes up at the top. Put each event in order from first to last. So there are 4 events here. What happened first? And I'm just going to rewrite it with pencil instead of cutting out and pasting while we're doing this. Again, you can put the video on pause. Because I might be going a little fast. I just wrote it in again in pencil, or actually my blue pen, so that you can read it on the screen. So if you're not finished, just pause the video before I show you the answers. Abraham Lincoln was born. So this would have gone in the first box. He became a lawyer. He was elected the 16th president. He was assassinated by John Wilkes Booth.